Good day, everybody. It's the 11th of October, 2024, and I'm in the country of Belarus. I'm in Minsk. That's Victory, called Victory Square right now. It used to be called like a circle. I don't know, a Victory Circle maybe, but it was called something with a circle. And the metro, it's round when you go underneath the walking ways and things like that. But it's so loud right here. You can probably hear me, but I feel like I have to yell. So let me go into a park over here somewhere while I show you. This is a busy street here. And I've been here, of course, before, but let me head over here. Oh, that girl was laughing. You know I was filming her. For you guys. The things I do for you guys. The things I do. I tell you. Well, girls too, maybe. I don't know. This looks like some kind of maybe a Chinese restaurant or something over here. But anyway, it's like I said, it's Friday the 11th of October, and I just got out of classes. My mind is not really on news and things like that. Well, it's getting a little bit. You walk out of class, you're in some kind of a different world because you're thinking about the stuff you learned in the class. So, but unfortunately, that ends, because if I was thinking that way, maybe I'd rush home and be able to do really good studies or something, but can't do that. So, anyway, at least it's calm here. What else? Anything good to see here? I'll walk around this area. It's just behind some buildings. I don't know where the heck I'm at. Near the school, anyway. Okay, here's a bunch of stairs. I see something over here. It's got some nice ivy growing on it. Here I thought I'd get away from cars and things, but I guess I can't. Oh, some nice ladies over there for you guys too. But you won't be able to see very well. So. Just thought I'd show you some of the fall colors of this ivy on this building. Looks really nice over here. Okay, but anyway, let me get into some news. There's a famous French historian. If you have possibly heard his name is Emmanuel Todd, and he came out with something really fascinating. I'll get to that in a second, but first you have to know that if you hear like the former Secretary of NATO, Stoltenberg, was always saying, oh, we have to beat Russia. Ukraine has to be victorious or it's the end of the world. It's the end of the world for everybody. Russia. And I think a lot of the pretext they say is that Russia's going to attack Europe. First it's going to be Ukraine, and then it's going to be who knows who, whatever. There's going to be somebody else. You know, but I think these people know the real truth. They're just saying that more than likely for public consumption, so that everybody gets on board and wants to support paying higher taxes. It's just like global warming. Pay higher taxes because, you know, when you pay a lot of money, you pay a lot of taxes, the bad weather will go away. It's just magic. That's how it is. And it's just like that. You pay a whole bunch of money, give it to Ukraine. Zelensky gets some new houses. All the public officials start to build bigger houses and buy properties all over the world, and then they get the weapons and they sell the weapons to jihadists and things like that. But you know, then Ukraine will win. You know, but because you have to protect, Ukraine has to win, not because the world's going to come to an end in that way. It's because BlackRock and a lot of these other companies are going to be losing their assets. That they bought a whole lot of the bunch of the Ukrainian farmland and all kinds of other things, you know. And a lot of things were going on. Big Ukraine, I'll tell you what, a lot of things going on. You know, drug sales, child trafficking, organ trafficking, all that kind of stuff. They don't want it necessarily all to come to an end, because a lot of people are making a lot of money. It's all a bunch of illegal money, and that's the best, well, not the best money, but that's the easiest and the biggest money. The biggest money is when you get it illegally for things, you know, that are dastardly and all that sort of thing. So, but anyway, this French historian, he came out with something which was really fascinating, because he was saying that that a Russian victory in Ukraine, Russian victory, would liberate Europe. And what he means by that is Europe, we're talking about like France, Great Britain, Germany, most of those countries, not talking about Slovakia, not talking about Hungary, just most of these other countries. They are, what do you have to the word? They've submitted to Washington. And what is Washington? Is, it's a place, obviously, but it's actually the American system. And the American system is not the American people. As you all know, there's a system over there, and a lot of people will call that fascism. And what that is, like I always say, the marriage of corporate money to government power. And that's the American system. Everybody's out for money. It's money, 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 money. The whole thing goes by money. And then they try to say, oh, we're trying to save the Afghani women, because from the Taliban and things like that. All of these things, there's always big money behind it. As a matter of fact, that's practically only the main reason why things are done is money. It's never, I'll tell you what, it's never to do with humanity. Never. Even Israel, all this sort of stuff, a lot of money involved in there. I mean, this is a thing you can make hours of videos on this. You guys all know this stuff, everybody that watches this channel. So, but, Emmanuel Todd was saying that it's these countries have submitted to Washington, and as we all see, most of the time you cannot get any kind of a leader. Well, 99.9% of the time, especially in certain countries, you will not get a leader that is not submissive to the United States and what the United States wants to do. And even if a lot of them know that, like I've always said, and a lot of people say, Olaf Scholz is definitely compromised. He did a lot of corrupt things when he was the mayor of Hamburg, and he's probably compromised in many more ways. And a lot of people, like if you see, there was something, somebody was saying, oh, when you want to find a customer, you have to find out their needs, wants, and desires. And so a lot of these people in the United States, like the Victoria Newlands or whoever's involved in maybe finding this, maybe those are the people behind the curtain that you never really see, and then they see what Zelensky really wants, and then there are leaders, that they want, and I hate to say this, they want to do things with children, or they want to do things with women, they want money, they want a lot of things, just want comfort. Most all of them want comfort. They want privilege and things. Most all leaders like that, and that's how that is. Because I tell you what, I wouldn't want to be a leader. The privilege, that's a fair trade. They should get some sort of a privilege, because they can't walk around like us. Somebody will shoot them or something like that. That's not a very good life, to be honest with you. I mean, even though I've never been a leader of a country, but I've been around some of them, and I always think, damn, they can't just walk the streets like the rest of us. We are free. Leaders are not free. In such a way, they are enslaved as well. They cannot just come out into the public. 99% of them. Not a very good thing. But but if you, like I said, just compare what these other countries, for these leaders, Ursula von der Leyen, all these people say, we have to beat Russia or it's the end of the world. Russia's going to attack, this and that. I mean, everything's going to happen. NATO is going to fall. Actually, NATO is not necessarily going to fall. But a lot of people are going to say, well, what's the need for it? And they've been asking that anyway. So it's not even going to collapse. It's not a guarantee that's going to collapse. All this stuff is nothing but fake news. Fake. But Emmanuel Todd, what he said is actually maybe a little bit more realistic, because maybe these countries will start to see, maybe you'll start to get some real leaders. I don't know. And as you see what they're doing to a lot of these parties, like in France and Germany, the Alternative for Deutschland, I don't know what the party's name for Marine Le Pen is, but they do everything. They gang up to suppress them. So in other words, when you have a vote, and these parties, they get the majority of the vote compared to any of the other parties. Say if there's 3 parties, 4 parties, or whatever, like the AfD or like this Marine Le Pen's party, her party got far more votes than the other ones. But the other ones, they gang up and get together to block her party from having power. Because, the end of the world makes you really wonder how much money is getting paid, underneath the table. And you have to remember that Macron is a former Rothschild's banker. So don't forget that. And what do banks have? Oh, they have something called money, especially one that's run by the richest family on earth, some of the richest people that don't divulge how much money they have, which are the Rothschilds, maybe the Rockefellers too, but I don't know. And you have Goldman Sachs in America, but let's not get into that. So that's mostly all I was trying to say on that part, is to compare Emmanuel Todd and what he said about liberating Europe, and then compare that to Stoltenberg or Biden or any of these jokers saying the world's going to come to an end if Russia wins. Come on. What did he say? He said it's ridiculous. He said the thought of Russia attacking Europe is ridiculous for any serious historian. I wrote it down, so that's what it is. And also, there's something also in the news, which is also kind of important. There's always a lot of important things. I should maybe add the part about Belarus first, because I didn't write it down or nothing. I should have, but I just now it came to mind. But apparently some circles are saying that Poland and Ukraine now have made a deal to attack Belarus. It's like, what? I mean, it's not, obviously it hasn't happened, so it's not a done deal. What do they say? It's not over till the fat lady sings. Well, Belarus hasn't been attacked yet. I don't know. Is it misinformation? Maybe not. But, and what do they mean by attack? Because they're talking about it. Poland's been talking about it. Ukraine has been talking about it. And Lukashenko came out and said, was it the day before yesterday, that the higher circles, like right around Zelensky, they maybe don't have any desire to attack Belarus, but those are the ones that matter, I would think. You would think, but remember at the beginning when Zelensky won the election and he was saying we got to make friends with Russia and incorporate the Donbass and all that sort of stuff. Well, what happened to that? That ended very quickly. So you never know what's going to happen. And another piece of news I wanted to talk about is the Gulf states, probably the Emirates. The article said the Gulf states. So on anything probably that's in the Persian Gulf, which means Iranian, or the Gulf states, as far as I'm concerned, they are, they don't go to Israel, but they go to the United States to try to get Israel or prevent Israel from bombing Iran, because Israel, they're really radical. You all probably know that by now. I mean, look at what's going on. But who knows? The U.S. acts like they don't want any kind of escalation, but Israel's doing everything they want to escalate. They're doing everything. They're trying to escalate. They even spread it into Syria just a couple of days. Again, the bombing Syria. God, bombing Gaza, that's one thing. And then they're bombing Lebanon. And then, they bombed even Yemen, but of course Yemen bombed them first. That's a little bit different. But they constantly, on a regular basis, they're bombing Syria. And somebody even wrote that in an article, even though I've said that on these videos a number of times. It's just like a thing, we haven't bombed Syria for 3 or 4 weeks or so. Let's bomb them. Let's find somebody to bomb. Let's just say that some Iranian person is over here. Yeah. And just, what was it, 2 days ago, or was it last night? No, just a day or so ago. Again, Israel bombed some hospital somewhere, killed a whole bunch of kids and things. It's really sickening. And makes you wonder, well, why is the United States continually giving them bombs? Cough again. Because I'm yapping so much. Why is the United States just flooding them with bombs if they don't want this to escalate? Why are they giving them the most powerful bombs? The most powerful conventional bombs. And they had one of these tapes showing these children, a lot of burns on them. I was thinking, chemical weapons, like white phosphorus, But the burns, of course, would have been much, much worse. But it makes you wonder. A lot of burns on these children and men and things like that. But anyway, I don't know. It just makes you sick, doesn't it? And then you talk like about this election coming up here, and then you got Kamala Harris and Donald Trump supposedly, and you know, well, let's see some wood. Maybe I'm just gonna see if this is really old wood. If it comes from Stalinka or something. It doesn't look like it. No. Oh, some is old, but it's rotten too. No, it's interesting sometimes because you can see some planks and things that come from, things from the 50s and stuff, and it's really good quality wood. But most of the time people don't throw that away. They sell it or something. It's like the wood that we have in the floors where I live. But so let me get back to the news. I'll tell you, if just based on words, but I don't know if words are actions, because you can never tell with politicians. Most of them, there's no connection between what they say and what they do. Trump a little bit more often. That's the scary part. Trump, very often, his words have a connection to what he actually does. So, and I saw some kind of a tape from him talking about Muslims, and I'm thinking like, what the heck is he? And it's quite scary, like that he is thinking that Muslims have some kind of a desire to destroy the United States. It's like, where in the heck did he see that? I'm wondering if he's doing that for consumption for Israel. In other words, to get, because that's where the big money is. The military-industrial complex and, things like that. And Israel lobby, America sends billions of dollars to Israel and then it comes back to buy the politicians. So maybe he's doing it for that. As you guys probably already know, there's Israelis that said it's much cheaper to buy a politician than it is to buy a tank. And another phrase I remember, some reporter once asked an Israeli, how come you guys just don't become the 51st state of the United States? And the Israeli said, not very difficult question to answer. Every state in America, 50 states, they all have 2 senators each. It's different with representatives. For the House of Representatives, it depends on the population and all that. But each state gets 2 senators. No matter how big the population, they get 2 senators each state. And at this moment, Israel has 30. So why would we want to become a state when we'd only have 2 senators? In other words, they buy all these politicians. So, and they admit it. So that's just some news for you. And, some people are projecting that something really nasty is going to happen very, very soon. And what I mean by very, very soon is maybe in the next 10 days. So let's just hope that it doesn't. And of course, a lot of people are talking maybe about an invasion of Belarus and starting something from that. And maybe some people are talking about Iran bombing Iraq. Israel bombing Iran. Everybody's bombing. I just can't get them all mixed up. But boy, I'll tell you what, Israel, they do whatever they want to do. Think about it. All those years, the United States will back them no matter what they do. They will always get money. They will always get the support of the United States because they own the United States, technically speaking. They own them with influence. Everybody gets down and kisses the feet of Israel, even if you're against them killing children. If you want to be a politician and you do not support Israel, you're not going to be a politician. That's how that works. Even Tulsi Gabbard, very great person. And I think even Robert Kennedy, you have to support Israel. That's how it is. Terrible, 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 terrible. And we have to just hope that Donald Trump, if he does make president, he is unfortunately the better choice, that he is just faking it. And it's really strange. You saw an interview with Kamala Harris recently, and they're talking about all this. And she's actually not that stupid. The way she was talking, it was incredible that she was trying to withhold saying that she supports Israel. And she's only maybe doing it because she has to. So you never know. I don't know about what her foreign policy. Biden's is terrible, but it has to be. Even if he doesn't maybe he doesn't like Israel. I think Obama didn't like Israel, but all politicians have to support Israel or you're gone. That's the sad truth. So who controls who? No surprise there. You already know. Okay. Well, that's it for today. And like I said, it's Friday and I have time, so I'll put this video up today. Last video I'm trying to put up, it took like 6 hours. It was 20 minutes. It took 6 hours to download onto YouTube. Jeez, think about that. I guess they love me on YouTube. So anyway, thanks for joining me, and well, I'll see you in the next one, whenever that is. Bye-bye.